नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं संघ के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा।
On the 10th of June, Prime Minister Narendra Modi would surpass Jawaharlal Nehru to become India's longest-serving democratically elected Prime Minister. On the 10th of June, Modi completes 4,399 consecutive days in office as Prime Minister, having taken oath for the first time on the 26th of May 2014. Jawaharlal Nehru spent 4,398 days in office between the 13th of May 1952, when he was sworn in after India's first ever general election, until his death on the 27th of May 1964.
जो 14 से लेके मोदी जी 12 साल में किए, आपके देश को कहां से कहां तक पहुंचा दिए। मांगने वाला देश देने की स्थिति में आ गया। कोविड में आपने देखा 80 देशों को हम लोगों ने कोविड की वैक्सीन दी। G20 का समिट किया हम लोगों ने, अध्यक्षता की। विश्व स्तर पर भारत का नाम ऊंचे पटल पर आ गया। तो आप सब समझ रहे हैं क्यों मैंने कहा कि यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी आजादी के बाद अगर प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में मिले होते, भारतीय जनता पार्टी सरकार के रूप में रहती, तो ये भारत जो 47 में विकसित भारत का सपना देख रहा है, जो बनने जा रहा है मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, वो अभी से हम लोग विकसित भारत हो चुके होते।
But one thing needs to be clarified, which is that Jawaharlal Nehru's overall tenure as Prime Minister lasted 6,129 days, since he was also Prime Minister of India's interim government. Remember that the Constituent Assembly, which would go on to promulgate India's constitution, was an indirectly elected body where legislators who were elected in the 1946 Provincial Assembly elections cast their votes. Prior to independence, when the interim government was formed, Nehru served as the Vice President of the Executive Council and then transitioned to the role of Prime Minister when India became an independent nation.
ये सभी देशवासियों के लिए बड़ी प्रसन्नता की बात है और हम जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता हैं, हमारे लिए तो ये विशेष अवसर है कि जब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी देश के लॉन्गेस्ट सर्विंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर होंगे। निश्चित रूप से यदि पिछले 12 वर्षों पर निगाह डाली जाए तो 12 वर्षों का देश में प्रगति का चिट्ठा उन 70 सालों से कहीं बेहतर है जिन सालों में कांग्रेस और अन्य पार्टियों ने शासन किया है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने आम जनता और जिसको हम बोलते हैं लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी, वो करने की एक नई परंपरा शुरू की है। समाज का कोई भी वर्ग ऐसा नहीं है जिसके लिए नरेंद्र मोदी कोई योजना लेकर के ना आए हो। तो निश्चित रूप से ये 12 वर्ष हम सब लोगों के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, पूरे देश के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है।
India held its first general election between October 1951 and February 1952. Once the results were out and the Congress secured a comfortable majority, Nehru was sworn in again as Prime Minister. It must also be remembered that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has paid tribute to Pandit Nehru on many occasions, most notably on the 15th of August 2022, on the 75th anniversary of our independence. Modi began his speech by thanking all those stalwarts who had contributed to our struggle for freedom through history.
हम सभी देशवासी कृतज्ञ हैं पूज्य बापू के, नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस के, बाबा साहब आंबेडकर के, वीर सावरकर के, जिन्होंने
कर्तव्य पथ पर जीवन को खपा दिया। कर्तव्य पथ ही उनका जीवन पथ रहा। यह देश कृतज्ञ है मंगल पांडे, तात्या टोपे, भगत सिंह, सुखदेव, राजगुरु, चंद्रशेखर आजाद, अशफाक उल्लाह खान, राम प्रसाद बिस्मिल, अनगिनत ऐसे हमारे क्रांतिवीरों ने अंग्रेजों की हुकूमत की नींव हिला दी थी। यह राष्ट्र कृतज्ञ है उन वीरांगनाओं के लिए, रानी लक्ष्मीबाई हो, झलकारी बाई, दुर्गा भाभी, रानी गाइदिन्लियो, रानी चेन्नम्मा, बेगम हजरत महल, वेलू निचियार। भारत की नारी शक्ति क्या होती है, भारत की नारी शक्ति का संकल्प क्या होता है, भारत की नारी त्याग और बलिदान की क्या पराकाष्ठा कर सकती है, वैसी अनगिनत वीरांगनाओं का स्मरण करते हुए हर हिंदुस्तानी गर्व से भर जाता है। आजादी का जंग भी लड़ने वाले और आजादी के बाद देश बनाने वाले भी, डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद जी हो, नेहरू जी हो, सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री, दीनदयाल उपाध्याय, जयप्रकाश नारायण, राम मनोहर लोहिया, आचार्य विनोबा भावे, नानाजी देशमुख, सुब्रमण्यम भारती, अनगिनत ऐसे महापुरुषों को आज नमन करने का अवसर है।
Modi is also the first Indian Prime Minister to be born after independence, and what distinguishes him from the others is that he served as Gujarat Chief Minister for more than 2 terms before he became Prime Minister. He first took an oath as Gujarat Chief Minister on 7th of October 2001. So between 7th of October 2001 to the 10th of June 2026 is 9,012 days in governance, for almost 25 years. That makes him one of India's most seasoned and experienced administrators.
He is in power since 2000. First, as a chief minister, he surpassed all the records in Gujarat, and now as a prime minister, Mr. Nehru was selected prime minister in Constituent Assembly. The faith of the people is the driving force of Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji's vision, and his vision gets support from each and every strata of the society, and that's the reason Mr. Modi ji is going to make another record. He will be there for another 10 to 15 years, and his vision of Viksit Bharat will be seen by each and every citizen of India.
On July 25th last year, Narendra Modi had gone past Indira Gandhi to then become the second longest serving Prime Minister in a single uninterrupted run. Indira Gandhi had spent 4,077 consecutive days as Prime Minister between January 1966 to March 1977. There are those who have made comparisons between Modi and Nehru, but this episode will keep that for another day. After all, the circumstances in which each assumed the role of Prime Minister were markedly different. This episode, however, will focus on the popularity and appeal of Prime Minister Modi.
Well, he has always inspired confidence since he came to power first in 2014 and has been getting the popular mandate first in 2019 and then again in 2024, though the quantum of that mandate got reduced because BJP on its own did not get majority and had to, make do with the allies of the NDA. Nevertheless, it's an NDA government, But that has not prevented the BJP leadership in the government, particularly the Prime Minister Modi, from taking decisions. Because if you look at the decisions they have taken since 2024 also, they have been facing one challenge after another, one crisis after another. And in all this, the government has functioned in the same way as they functioned between 2014 and 2019, and again between 2019 and 2024.
We have delved before on the BJP's spectacular electoral success under Prime Minister Modi. We've also spoken about the decisive victories in 2014 and 2019 and the multiple state elections that the Bharatiya Janata Party won between 2014 and 2024. The BJP under Modi has broken new ground, and that is what we'll focus on this time. Let's talk about its expansion in the Northeast. It won a state election in Assam for the first time in 2016 and has now made it 3 in a row. It won a state election in Tripura for the first time in 2018, displacing the left, and went on to win the 2023 election as well. In 2018, for the first time, it became part of a coalition government in Meghalaya, and that would happen again in 2023. The same happened in Nagaland in 2018 and 2023. In 2019, the BJP formed its first elected government in Arunachal Pradesh, and in 2017, the BJP had formed its first government in Manipur, an election it would win again in 2022. The Northeast has been key to the BJP's expanding national footprint under Prime Minister Modi.
मोदी साहब का 12 इयर्स तो मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है तारीफ करने के लिए। जैसे हम सभी नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स के लोगों को पता है कि आज से 12 साल पहले नॉर्थ ईस्ट का क्या पहचान हुआ करता था। नॉर्थ ईस्ट वाज नोन फॉर ऑल द रॉन्ग रीजंस। हमारे यहाँ इंसर्जेंसी के नाम से जाना जाता था, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट के नाम से जाना जाता था, करप्शन के नाम से जाना डेवलपमेंट नहीं होने का नाम से जाना जाता था। तो आज देखिए 12 साल बाद पूरा डायनामिक्स जो है शिफ्ट हो गया है। आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट देखिए इतना अच्छा से प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है। आप कम्युनिकेशन सेक्टर में देखिए, आप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में देखिए, हर एक सेक्टर में देखिए, इन्वेस्टमेंट में देखिए, इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट भी यहाँ आ रहा है। सो नॉर्थ ईस्ट पीएम मोदी साहब की लीडरशिप में काफी आगे तक बढ़ रहा है। इन आने वाला दिनों में भी जैसे नॉर्थ ईस्ट कैन बिकम द गेटवे ऑफ साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज, तो उस क्षेत्र में भी काम चल रहा है।
Why has this been possible? The Northeast by and large has witnessed stability. Manipur has been an exception in recent years, but what is undeniable is that the northeastern region, once neglected and also ravaged in parts by insurgency, has witnessed significant development under the NDA. Peace has certainly made this possible. Between 2014 and 2025, 12 peace accords had been signed with insurgent outfits. According to the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, civilian casualties have fallen by 86% over the last 12 years. One key feature of development in the region is improvement in connectivity. Until 2014, there were 9 functional airports in the region. In 2025, there were 17. The Vande Bharat Express, which is now a pan-India presence, made its debut in the northeast, connecting Guwahati to New Jalpaiguri in 2023. Mizoram's capital of Aizawl is now on the railway map. Nagaland has Shukhovi as its second railway station. Tripura and Manipur have witnessed conversions of key railway networks from meter to broad gauge. Mendi Pathar became Meghalaya's first railway station in 2014, and key projects have been commissioned in Assam, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh.
साथियों, कांग्रेस के कारनामों का बेहतरीन उदाहरण डिब्रूगढ़ का असम गैस क्रैकर प्रोजेक्ट है। ये प्रोजेक्ट असम एकॉर्ड का हिस्सा था। समझौते के 10 साल बाद 1995 में पहली बार नरसिम्हा राव जी ने इसका शिलान्यास रखा था। फिर ये ठंडे बस्ते में डाल दिया गया। उसके बाद कांग्रेस की सरकार ने 2007 में फिर से इसका शिलान्यास किया और फिर से लटकाया गया। आपने 2014 में कांग्रेस को विदाई दी, बाय बाय किया और बीजेपी एनडीए को दिल्ली में अवसर दिया। हमारी सरकार ने इस काम को तेजी से पूरा किया और 2016 में मुझे ही असम गैस क्रैकर प्रोजेक्ट का लोकार्पण करने का अवसर मिला। बीजेपी एनडीए असम को भारत की ऊर्जा राजधानी बनाने में जुटी है। और इसका बड़ा हब डिब्रूगढ़ होने जा रहा है, ये ऊपर असम होने जा रहा है।
In earlier episodes, we have focused on how Narendra Modi has rewritten India's security doctrine. Retaliatory strikes following terror attacks in India now define India's approach. Whether it was the surgical strikes across the LOC after the Uri terror attacks in 2016, or the Balakot airstrikes after the Pulwama terror attack in 2019, or Operation Sindoor after the Pahalgam massacre.
सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक और एयर स्ट्राइक के बाद अब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर आतंक के खिलाफ भारत की नीति है। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने आतंक के खिलाफ लड़ाई में एक नई लकीर खींच दी है, एक नया पैमाना, न्यू नॉर्मल तय कर दिया है। भारत पर आतंकी हमला हुआ तो मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया जाएगा। हम अपने तरीके से, अपनी शर्तों पर जवाब देकर रहेंगे।
Prime Minister Modi has pursued a very proactive foreign policy, and this outreach has certainly made an impact in challenging times. Whether that's the Vaccine Maitri initiative to supply COVID-19 vaccines to over 100 countries during the pandemic, or hosting the G20 summit, forging a consensus on the Ukraine war during that summit, campaigning for the inclusion of the African Union in the formation that is the G20, and also emerging as the voice of the global south. These are all key achievements. India has also had to navigate tough times due to the ongoing war in Ukraine and the conflict in West Asia. India purchased Russian oil to secure its energy requirements and kept global oil prices stable, and did not stop these purchases despite American threats and even penalties that had been imposed. Now, these penalties were later struck down by America's courts. Amid the current conflict in the Middle East, India had been negotiating strongly with Iran to ensure safe passage for India-bound vessels carrying energy supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. India, like the rest of the world, has had to adapt to the shifting geopolitical realities and realignments in what is a volatile international security scenario. An aspect of trade policy that has stood out is the emphasis that has been placed on bilateral and multilateral trade agreements. India and the United States have been negotiating one, but there have been a whole host of others that have been signed to ensure a mutually beneficial trade arrangement where India's import requirements are met while our exports remain competitive. Since 2021, almost 9 key agreements have been inked. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has always been held in admiration for his expert organizational skills, and this has now become a feature of his party. The Bharatiya Janata Party's connect with the grassroots is unmatched, and so is its ability to produce leaders from the ground up, as opposed to many dynastic political parties in India.
मित्रों, मोदी जी ने ये 10 साल के अंदर देश में एक नए कल्चर की शुरुआत की। पहले बहुत सारे वादे किए जाते थे, न देश की जनता वादों का हिसाब किताब मांगती थी, न राजनेता हिसाब किताब लेकर जाते थे। मगर मोदी जी ने जो कहा वो किया, इसको सिर्फ उक्ति नहीं धरातल पर उतारने का काम किया।
He has taken care of India. He has taken care of gaon, that is the villages. He has taken care of the garib, poor people. He has taken care of Mahila, Nari Shakti. He has taken care of Yuva Shakti. He has taken care of farmers, Kisan. He has taken care of Dalits. He has taken care of the tribals. He has taken care of each section of the society. Sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas, sabka prayas.
And this is also a party that introspects. Take the 2024 Lok Sabha result for instance. The BJP expected to do much better but fell short of a majority mark, winning 240 seats. But since then it has course corrected, and any momentum that the opposition would have hoped to take into the season of state elections since 2024 has been checkmated. The BJP has won elections in Haryana, Maharashtra, Delhi, Bihar, Assam, Puducherry and crucially for the first time, the state of West Bengal.
See, one must understand that over the years, in a country like India, which has been the mother of democracy because the Gangotri or the mainspring of democratic traditions has been India, and therefore Indian democracy has matured over the years, and today our electorate is not just getting in under the influence of anybody and everybody, but they are very thoughtfully electing their leaders. And therefore, in these changed circumstances, if Prime Minister Modi has been able to kind of renew the mandate again and again, state after state, and getting support from every other section of the society, then definitely it's a very historic kind of an achievement. And his tenure also, I would say, in multiple ways, has been an epoch-making tenure. He has laid foundation of many new things, mainstreamed in innovations and innovative thinking, brought in several government governance reforms, at the same time tried to implement everything that is oriented towards social justice.
The BJP had won just 3 seats in West Bengal in 2016 and this rose to 77 in 2021 and now more than 200, securing a full majority in 2026 and displacing Mamata Banerjee and the TMC after a span of 15 years. It is directly a consequence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's governance, his emphasis on double-engine sarkars that will be able to deliver growth without hassle, and also his performance, because of which the BJP has been able to expand its presence to the extent that it has. The Bharatiya Janata Party and its coalition partners together govern 22 states and union territories in India today.
साथियों, हमारी सरकार देश के विकास को सर्वोपरि रखते हुए काम कर रही है और इसलिए देश का भरोसा भाजपा पर है, भाजपा के विकास कार्यों पर है। इसलिए देश की जनता बार बार भाजपा को जनादेश दे रही है। हाल में ही हुए बंगाल के चुनाव, बंगाल बोल दिया, एकदम से यहां ऊर्जा आ गई। लेकिन मेरा अनुभव था, मैं पिछले दिनों 5 देशों की यात्रा पर था, वहां भी बंगाल चल रहा था। हर कोई बंगाल की चर्चा करता था। चुनाव बंगाल के, असम और पुडुचेरी के चुनाव में भाजपा को, एनडीए को बहुत बड़ा जनादेश मिला है। इसके अलावा जो पंचायतों और कॉरपोरेशन के भी चुनाव देश भर में हो रहे हैं, वहां भी बीजेपी को विजय मिल रही है।
West Bengal was a clear-cut case of the BJP breaking new ground in a state where poor governance and law and order under the TMC had created space for a new alternative. And the Bharatiya Janata Party had first worked towards supplanting the left as the TMC's biggest foe to eventually replacing the TMC itself as the party of governance. And while the 2024 Lok Sabha elections were certainly a blip, the BJP broke new ground there as well, which will hold it in good stead in the years to come. It won a Lok Sabha parliamentary seat for the first time in the state of Kerala in Thrissur. It also swept the Lok Sabha polls for the first time in the state of Odisha and formed a state government there also for the first time on its own, winning the assembly poll that was held there simultaneously, bringing to an end a more than 20-year reign of the Biju Janata Dal and Naveen Patnaik. The national footprint of the BJP will continue to grow, including in the south. And this is down to Prime Minister Modi's appeal. He is the most popular politician in India by far, the BJP's biggest rallying point, their biggest star campaigner and vote catcher. And behind all of this is the record of governance that has delivered results.